Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Rock Sound. We are backstage at Download Festival 2023. Polaris are on the lineup. The lads join me now. Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Good, thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, just excited to be here at Download, man. This is a dream come true.
Man, I'll bet, because, welcome back to the UK for a start, but also, like you say, it's not just Download, it's Download 20 and the biggest one they've ever done. It's got to feel kind of extra special. Oh, I mean, extra day. First time it's ever had a Thursday going for it as well. So, it is the biggest lineup
usually a 3-day.
ever. Usually a 3-day. For the 20th, they went extra big. So it's got to feel extra special.
So technically, we're on the last day today.
Well.
Oh, no, that'll be Sunday, wouldn't it?
No, it would still be Sunday.
Slipknot tomorrow?
Slipknot is tomorrow. You're
Ooh,
technically on the third day, which would normally be the last day.
That's what I'm saying.
We're all getting
right?
confused,
technically,
man.
this
Honestly,
is the last day.
The timing is mental. It's all over shop. How was the set today? All good? All good?
Oh, man.
We're still processing it. Honestly,
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
an absolute dream. Like the fact that we were on that stage, standing where all our favorite bands have stood and played before, it's really awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Still on cloud 9.
I think there's something really special about the fact that that it was this year as well, and it's like Metallica's rig with the horseshoe or the half donut, whatever you want to call it. Like, we've never played on a stage that even looked like that before. I don't think I've ever gotten up on a stage and been like, I've never seen anything like this before. There's fucking 6 jumbo screens up on towers as high as I can see. It doesn't look like anything we've done, and it's. Everything about today is just a giant tick on the bucket list, man. I couldn't be happier to be here. It just feels like a treat, man.
Nice to hear, man. And what a kind of nice moment to do it, because, of course, the album's kind of just been announced, really. Very, very recently.
There's a lot going on right now.
There's a lot going on. It's busy in the world of Polaris, which is what we like to see. Tell me a little bit about working on that record. What were the kind of aims going in for this one? It seems like, even just looking at the artwork, hearing the kind of single and stuff, it's all very kind of well put together, thematically. It seems to all kind of be on point and everything. Tell me about those aims going into this record.
Oh, thank you, man. First of all, I appreciate that.
No, true.
It's I don't know if we ever set out with every record with a really definitive goal. It's more just a matter of where the inspiration takes us. You know what I mean? Sure. I feel like sometimes if we set a goal, then you can you can find yourself steering in directions that you feel like you're forcing yourself to some of the time. For us, it's just really a matter of writing until we feel something exciting us, and then once we have a few tracks that get us excited, then we kind of take the direction from there. But I think it naturally took a little bit of a I guess you could say a darker direction in some ways, which feels
quite moody. Very
kind of cliche to say in some ways, but I think mainly it's all of our records are dark, but I think it's that we were drawing from, we were writing this record through what was obviously a very tumultuous time. Not just, all of our records seem to come from a weird time for us. As soon as we start writing a record, shit gets crazy. But it was a weird time for literally the entire world, and that was a new thing for us to experience. We'd never had to write a record in the middle of what felt like global turmoil. And so inevitably, I think it took a slightly different direction creatively, and it was kind of, the timing was really good in a lot of ways. I don't mean the timing was good for a pandemic, but no. I mean, I think, after the last 2 or 3 records, I really felt like I needed to take a bit of a different direction lyrically. Okay. And it so happened that at the time where I felt like I no longer wanted to necessarily just write introspectively, I wanted to write a mix of that and stuff that was a little bit more outwards as well in direction, is that there, as it happened, was a whole lot to write about going on in the world. And so it lined up weirdly well in a strange way. Yeah, I
do think that the record has come out the way that it has, very moody in that as well. We only had just really stopped the writing process from the Death of Me, and we hadn't even had the break from and reap the rewards of a bit of downtime and letting that record go. We released the Death of Me, and I think it was 2 or 3 weeks later, pandemic, and very shortly after we're well, we don't know how long this is going to last, the rest of the world, so let's get started on album 3. So it was straight back into it. So I think it very much has gone down the way that it's quite a moody album. There's a lot of aggression, a lot of frustration within the music, and I think it's gone that way because of that. We essentially haven't stopped for 4 years. Essentially, from when we started writing The Death of Me, we kind of haven't really stopped.
And before that, the whole, we toured the Mortal Coil, the first LP. We toured that for 2 years straight, really hard, and we made a record in the middle of all of that, and it was a real challenge. And then we got to we didn't stop literally until shortly until shortly after that record came out. I think we dropped The Death of Me, and we thought we were going to have about 2 months of break, which felt very overdue. And then we were going to get back on tour for pretty much a year straight. And then as it happened, we ended up stuck in our homes for another year and a half.
Yeah.
And so it completely changed our priorities. It completely changed our plans. But and it wasn't easy getting back into riding. Like it wasn't.
Like I said, we basically did.
At first we weren't ready, you know. But we just kind of we gave ourselves the space that we needed. We gave each other the space that we needed. I think that those 2 years of chaos, like everyone, you know, not just within our band, but everyone in the world dealt with that in their own way. And we had to be there for each other and be understanding of the times that, you know, I might feel inspired to ride and you might not, or Rick might feel inspired to ride and I might not. And we had to be okay with that and just do what we could.
In it, you know, very hard to see the positive. I mean, for us, like, we obviously the pandemic, we didn't want to stop. We had such a year and a half's worth of touring laid out in front of us, and that was like cut short. But we didn't realize how much the time off was needed.
Yeah.
We were actually pretty damn burnt out from tour. Like the death of me was sandwiched in between multiple different tours overseas and in Australia. It was already a grueling enough process as it was. We finished up the record at like 10 a.m. in the morning, and we went and shot a music video for Masochist. That next day we flew back from Melbourne to Sydney to change our suitcases for a tour close to then go over to do the Wage War tour for 6 weeks in America.
Yeah,
like,
wow.
I never not wanted to go on tour so much in my entire life, and I like this.
No, I get it.
True.
When you
I
need
fucking
those moments,
hated
you need
that
them.
plane ride, and we got there. The Wage War guys were so lovely, and it was like, oh, this is why we do it.
Yeah,
but it was just such a grueling time, and then to basically be shoved right back into it again with the pandemic and that. Like, it took a bit before we really, I think, found our way with writing, getting the ball rolling with writing this record.
Well,
I feel.
also, like, I mean, I guess a bit of a different process too, because you suddenly have this idea where you're going to have to write remotely, and you're not going to be able to work in a very different way. Yeah,
we had moments. We had times where we could be together, and then there was Australia was really complicated. We were in and out of lockdowns for a year and a half basically, and there were points where it seemed almost normal, and then we would then think it would get chaotic again, and then we finally, after about 16 months of hanging in limbo, we finally got back on tour again. It was literally about 15 or 16 months from when we dropped the album to when we finally got to tour again. And then we played 5 shows and everything got cancelled again. We had an outbreak in New South Wales, and we went right back into a 5-month straight lockdown where we could barely leave our houses, and suddenly we were writing on Discord, and we had to really relearn how to do it, and it was frustrating, and at times it was fun, at times it was awful. Like, some days it was the only reason to get out of bed, and then there were some days where it just made you want to go right back to bed. So it was like, writing music for us is never easy. Like, it's like a labor of love, but it can be painful. And thank God, like, we love each other and we love what we do, and we were able to construct something out of that. And the following year was a really bizarre year. 2022 was this really strange year of, like, finally being allowed to tour again, but also finally being able to be back in rooms and writing again, and trying to find the balance between all of that and spending time with our partners and our families and everything, and trying to finish a record through all of that, and to be finally on the other side of it and be here with a record that's coming out, and we're playing download, and we've dropped the single, and everything it really is the light at the end of the tunnel right now. So we're just grateful, man.
No, it's nice to finally hit the ground running once again and see that kind of fruition of all your efforts. It's worth it in the end, isn't it? It's always going to be worth it in the end. You mentioned the single there. Let's talk about that a little bit. Inhumane. I guess something I'm kind of asking a lot of bands this weekend I found is it's that really nice moment where you've written the song, you put it out there, you see the nice online reactions, everything. That's one thing. When you get out on a live show, it's a whole different ballgame. You're going to see some different reactions. You're going to find how you feel about it in a different way, I suppose. How's that been for you guys?
We take a bit of time, like, not so much like you can rehearse a song so much in a rehearsal studio, but like playing live is a completely different ballgame. And for you and me both, I feel it takes us as a band.
We are the most that take the longest to get comfortable.
It takes a while to adjust to playing new songs live, and so sometimes it takes a couple of tours before you really find that rhythm with a certain section of the song, or like just how the song goes. And it's a bit of an adjustment period, and we, I guess, kind of dusted the cobwebs with the Australian run that we've just done we did a 10-year anniversary tour, and we debuted it on that as like the last song, gave it a full-on cold run, and it seemed to go down well. And now the song's out. 2 days ago we played Rock for People. That's the first time the song's been played live since it's been out, and today's the second time, and it's gone really well. Like I couldn't have asked for today to go any better for that song, to be honest. Let alone the rest of the set. Like,
it's already one of my favorite songs in the set now. Like, I genuinely look forward to it already. And I feel like honestly, normally I think it takes me more shows to get comfortable with a song, like to get really psyched about playing a song. But this one, I think it's a matter of us just getting a bit more experience, but also just it's just a fun song to play. And we've the other night in Czech Republic was absolutely incredible, and today was just a breeze playing it. It's just so much fun. I think it feels like it stands apart from the rest of our catalog a little bit in some ways, and when we drop into it, I think it's really easy for people to move to. So we've just been really excited on the reactions. Yeah,
that's great. It's nice to kick off a new era with something like that you guys are confident in as well. It's going to make a lot of sense, and get the fans excited for what's to come a little later.
I'm excited for people to hear it.
Exactly, excited for people to hear it.
Plenty more to come.
Oh yeah,
we've got another 10 songs to put out. So
plenty more where that came from. I'm gonna let you boys go. Before I do, a question we've been asking absolutely everybody this weekend. Like I kept saying, biggest ever download, absolutely stacked lineup. So, if you could have anyone who is playing here this weekend jumping on a Polaris track, who would be the dream collab? Who would be the dream feature
this weekend?
This weekend on this lineup.
I still can't remember exactly who is playing this whole
it's everybody.
festival.
It's everybody.
I mean, a first one is Corey from Slipknot.
Well, yeah,
but I mean,
I want Lars from Metallica to do guest vocals.
Oh, that'd be nice. Mix it up. He'd probably go for that. He'd be like,
yeah,
wow,
man. Lars
a
is
change.
the king, dude. Absolutely.
A little bit of a change. He might be into that.
I mean, there's so much talent, man, this weekend. Like, I mean, Jason Butler from Fever 333 is such a talent. You know, I would love? I would love to see Thomas Pridgeon, who's playing drums for Fever 333 at the moment. I'd love to have him just take over from me for a song and just show me what I can't do. You know? that guy is the absolute goat. I like watching him from side stage today was a real moment for me. So,
that's so nice. Yeah, tight show from them earlier. It was unreal.
There's so much fun.
Such a good fun live band. Go enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Really nice to catch up with you. Best of luck with the album and everything. I'm sure we'll chat again soon. All right.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
It's
been a pleasure.
Polaris, everybody.